Kevin Garnett is not the type to toss compliments around like candy. In fact, dude was so critical of today's NBA players that he once said none of them could play in the league 20 years ago.
If I'm being honest, bro, I don't think anybody in this generation could have played like 20 years ago. If I'm being 100, and this is to Ant, this is to everybody in our league, Tatum, all y'all. Let me tell y'all something, bro. 20 years ago, bro, you couldn't get to a triple step back.
Nah.
You hear what I'm saying to you? You couldn't get to a triple step back, and then if you shot that shit, it had to go in. You know why? Because we had efficiency lap back in the day, my dude, and it was so fucking hard. It was too physical.
But now he's had a change of heart, at least when it comes to Anthony Edwards.
Listen, I just told you, he don't hoop like that. You know how he hoop?
He don't give a damn.
Bro, he really like a little split like us. Bro, this the closest dude to our claw.
But what exactly did KG see about Ant-Man that made him change his mind and start comparing him to legends like MJ and Kobe? Kevin Garnett's career is filled with battles with Kobe, LeBron, and 2 decades of clashes with Tim Duncan. He's known for his intensity and physicality, which he believes is no longer in the league, until he saw Ant-Man. Now, Anthony Edwards is only 23. He hasn't even scratched the surface of his prime yet, and yet Garnett's already putting him in the same breath as MJ? Not Wizards MJ, not GOAT MJ, but 1984 rookie Jordan. Raw, ruthless, and ready to torch the league from day one. KG's saying Edwards has that same intensity.
When I was talking 84, you understand what I'm saying now?
100%.
Bro, I'm not talking about the finished product. I'm talking about velocity and how he see you in there.
It just went over my head, and so I had to think.
It wasn't. You were just.
No, I had to think about it, and I had to see it again. I'm like,
I had to reanalyze. Like,
I overreacted.
You had to go look at it. Mike, when he saw a big under there, it's like he lit up. That's how big. Young fella see you under there, and there's some ground?
Yeah,
no,
for sure.
I'm finna try you, big fella.
He for sure got
I don't
that.
care who you are.
Oh, wow.
Wendy, stature, liberty, it don't matter. He gonna try you.
He got
bro.
Ant-Man's recent playoff record backs this up. And yet, comparing him to MJ, that's the spicy part. MJ in the 80s had that cold-blooded mindset before the rings ever came. He had the hunger, the edge, and that's exactly what KG sees in Edwards. Not just a scorer, not just a dunker, but a killer. The kind of player who doesn't care about your resume. He's coming to rewrite it. Now, here's the real question. Is that enough? Because being the face of the NBA is more than highlight dunks and playoff outbursts. It's about becoming the heartbeat of the league. LeBron did it with his leadership and longevity. Curry did it by revolutionizing how the game is played. Edwards? He's bringing charisma, raw power, and a chip on his shoulder the size of Minnesota.
This brother, when I say I'm not talking Jordan, Kobe like that, like he there yet. But what I'm saying is when they were his age, that's how they looked. This brother to me is already the new face of the NBA. To that you say what?
Kevin Garnett didn't just see flashes of greatness in Ant, he saw the blueprint for the NBA's next face. In 2023-24, Ant-Man averaged 25.9 points, 5.4 rebounds, and 5.1 assists a night. Now that's a stat line that only 8 players in the entire league hit last season. At 22, he's already producing like a seasoned star, and he's not even close to his ceiling. But here's the thing. Regular season stats are cool. Playoff killers are what legends are made of. And Ant turned into a menace the second the postseason started. First round, Kevin Durant and the Suns. He averaged 31, 8, and 6 in the series and swept them. In Game 4, he dropped a ridiculous 40-piece to lead the Timberwolves to a 4-0 series win. Then came Denver and Jokic. Anthony Edwards attacked the paint, hit jumpers in stride, and threw down dunks that felt personal. Minnesota didn't win the series, but Ant showed he belonged in the same breath as the league's elite. This 2025 playoffs, he's already sent LeBron and Luka home early. That means he sent the face of the league and the potential new face of the league packing, and he did it in style. But what makes Edwards different, what makes Garnett believe in him as the NBA's next icon, isn't just the numbers or the wins, it's everything else. Ant has personality. He's got that raw charisma that lights up a room, the kind of energy you can't teach. He'll dunk on your center, flex, talk trash, and then charm everyone with a goofy grin and a viral one-liner. One day he's clowning teammates, the next he's shouting out the neighborhood he came from. KD described these acts as the BB kids from his hometown.
This one of them little baby kids, as we used to call them. This one of them little homies that used to be flipping on the pissy mattresses. This little homies that can do all the flips, know all the dances. Hey, no, you feel me? That's who Ant-Man is. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm from, this the Kool-Aid kid right here. What?
Being the face of the NBA takes more than talent. It takes presence. It takes clutch moments, leadership, and marketability. And right now, Edwards is checking every box.
Anthony Edwards, everything about him is unique. When I made the comparison to the '84 Jordan, if you go back and watch how young Mike, matter of fact, go back that summer and watch him in the Olympic trials with Bobby Knight. He was just evolving into this next type of player. I can watch Anthony Edwards in college. You know, he ran the system, he ran it well, you know, he took chances. When he got into the league, he started to evolve into something else. We knew that he was explosive. We knew he had charismatic personality, but you can see the evolution of this kid growing. Then he gets with Pat Bev.
When Kevin Garnett compares Anthony Edwards to a young Michael Jordan, he's not talking about the six-ring icon with a billion-dollar brand. He's talking raw MJ, 1984 to 1986. The rookie who played angry, jumped out of the gym, and tried to rip the league's heart out before anyone knew what was coming. And when you stack that version of MJ against Ant, you can see that KG was totally right. Let's start with the numbers. MJ's 1985 playoff debut, 29.3 points, 7 rebounds, and 8.5 assists. Rookie, against a legit Bucks squad. Now, fast forward to 2024. Edwards, 22 years old, averaged 31, 8, and 6.3 against Durant and the Suns in the first round. That's not just solid, that's eerily close. MJ was a little more efficient, but Ant's scoring, already a notch higher. Stat for stat, Ant isn't just holding his own, he's starting to catch up to the GOAT's early footprints. But forget the numbers for a second. Play style is where things get wild. Ant attacks the rim like it owes him money. He drives through double teams, lives in mid-range territory, and dunks like he's mad at the rim. Sound familiar? That was MJ's whole rookie mixtape. And, like MJ, when Ant-Man gets going, you're gonna have to put him out.
You're gonna have to put him out.
You're gonna have to put that fire out. You're gonna need a whole 3 fire trucks. You're gonna need, what's that stuff they put in the planes? That pink stuff? To put it out. Damn, you're gonna need all of that.
MJ at 22 didn't care if you were Bird, Magic, or God himself. He was coming for your neck. Edwards gives off the same vibe, but let's be real, Ant's not there yet. MJ made the All-Star game his rookie year and averaged 28.2 out of the gate. His footwork, jumper, and defensive instincts were already elite. Edwards is still building, but he's building fast. You see, Kevin Garnett isn't just throwing out compliments, he's calling Anthony Edwards the future face of the NBA. That's like saying, put him next to LeBron and Curry type of talk. So here's the question, can Ant-Man really deliver? Look at the rise. 4 years ago, Edwards was hooping in college with raw potential and bounce. Now, he's the soul of a playoff contender, dropping 31 a night in the postseason, sweeping KD, LeBron, and Luka Doncic. Now, the Wolves are up against Steph Curry's Warriors, and if they can pull out a win, that means he's beaten all the OGs, KD, Curry, and LeBron. And whether he wants to be the face of the league or not, you can't do all that and not be crowned as the next king.
And the face is never somebody, we don't choose the face chooses you.
Fact.
So you ain't got no control over that. Because if you going out here putting LeBron and Luka out the playoffs and Joker and KD and all, and then next round you take Steph Curry out, they gonna hand you the crown.
You the reaper.
Now, Garnett sees the path, and it's nothing short of a rocket launch. Ant-Man scores like a superstar, talks like a showman, and carries himself like he knows the lights are always on. He's not ducking press conferences or whispering his greatness. He's owning it. The NBA's been waiting for the next icon who's built for the moment, and Ant might be it. Still, some fans are pressing pause. They're saying, pump the brakes. No MVP, no finals, no rings. Fair enough. Edwards isn't in the MJ LeBron stratosphere yet. Jordan didn't win his first title until 28. LeBron was 27. Ant's 23. If history tells us anything, he's got time and then some. The hype isn't without weight. Edwards is stacking playoff moments, building a brand, and dragging the Timberwolves into relevance. That matters. And he's doing it with personality. He'll dunk on you, then drop a joke in the postgame that lights up social media. He's got the it factor, and that's something you can't teach. You either have it or you don't. So, is KG right? Is Ant-Man the next face of the league? He's not there yet, but the foundation is absolutely in place. The numbers, the swagger, the leadership, it's all trending up. And as far as KG is concerned, there's only one candidate that can stop Ant-Man from being the next face of the league.
You know what I'm saying? But Anthony Edwards and Ja Morant is, to me, the future of the league.
Man, they the now. They the now.
I love.
Do you think Ja Morant can come back and compete with Ant for that crown? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, then you should watch This Is Why They Call Anthony Edwards Michael Jordan's son next.